we have known how to start or to write an HTML element, then know how to set the doc type, then know what is parent, child, children, siblings are. Now let's start with fleshing out our body. So let's write a simple button. Now to write a button in HTML, we'll start by using the button element. So we start with the left less than symbol, then followed by the name button. So this is an element used to draw the interactive button to our browser. So whenever you write this, the browser will interpret it and draw a button for us, a clickable button that you can click, you can touch depending on the device that you are using. Now let's close it like we have done before with this, and then we'll close it. So remember, like I said previously, whenever you declare an element, you must close it. Now, not all elements are being closed this way. They are self-closing elements. So self-closing elements can be closed like this. For example, of a self-closing element is the break element. So to declare a break element, stand by this, then write BR. Then to close this element, because it's not yet closed, to close this element, we're not going to do this. We're not going to do this because it is a self-closing element. So we'll simply just do this. We'll start by the / and then the greater than symbol. We have closed this element. So this and this element, they are all HTML elements, but this is a self-closing element, but this is a non-self-closing element. So you cannot do this. You cannot do this to button. Button is a non-self-closing element. You see, even our highlighter highlighted that this is wrong. So buttons are self-closing elements. Break is a self-closing element. Button is a non-self-closing element. Break is a self-closing element. Then also input is a self-closing element. We don't do anything like this. So the reason is a self-closing element is because there is nothing we can write in between. There is nothing like, because an input is an interactive element where you input your data from either your keyboard or your virtual keyboard from your phone. So there's nothing really that makes sense to come in between. So you just need to declare it and self-close it like this. Also with the break element just breaks the line to the next element like this. So there is really nothing to come in between because it's already breaking that line to go to the next line. So these are examples of self-closing elements. Now let's talk about comments. Let's talk about comments in HTML. Now, for example, I want to comment the use of this button. Like if you have done any programming language course, or you have a basic feel or basic knowledge of programming course, you have come in contact with comments where you can write comments in your code just to describe what a particular piece of code is doing, the inputs, the parameters, the return, to help developers or help yourself to know what that function, that utility, that class is doing. So that you don't need to ask your other developers, hello, what's this class is doing, or you need to reference engineer the class, or you need to test it for it to know what that particular piece of code is doing. So comment helps you to maintain your code, to make it readable, to drop English text or whatever language you are using to type your whatever language that you understand, just to give you information about what that particular piece of code is doing, what it's doing, so that you can, wherever you pick it up, or new developer takes up the code, the developer knows, okay, this is what this button does. Okay, this code adds two inputs together and return it. This code makes a HTTP request to the server and brings the code. So it performs this particular logic. So comments do that in programming languages. We also have comments in HTML. So we can write comments in HTML, and the comments are non-executable. So they are not being executed by either by the interpreter or the compiler or whatever. So it just skips the code during the passing stage of your compiler or interpreter. It sees the comment and skips it. So it does not execute it or whatever interprets it. So comments are non-executable, just to write info about a particular piece of code. So in this case, in HTML, we have comments. You can write comments in your code to describe what particular markup or particular UI elements or particular HTML elements are doing. To write comments in HTML, we do this. We start by the left, less than, now followed by the exclamation mark, then two hyphens, two hyphens. Then you now type whatever your English text or whatever you want to describe about the code. So we will now say this is a button. Now we will close the comments. Remember, like in whatever you do or whatever you type in HTML, you must close it. Now we'll close this comment. We'll start by this double hyphen and then followed by the greater than. Now we have closed this comment. So with this, now we have written a comment. This comment is non-executable. It will not be executed by the browser or by the user agent or by whatever that is rendering this document. It is skipped. So you can even see it here. You can even see it here. It just displays the button and the input for us. It did not display this comment. It did not display this. So it skipped this and went ahead with this other HTML below it. So you see, this is how we write comments in HTML. So to describe whatever particular HTML element is being that is doing, just to describe your structure for other developers that might be working with you, or for yourself in the future when you have long gone worked on that code. So now let's continue with our button. Then in a button, this is how this button appears here. So you see it's quite tiny and there's nothing described what it does. So we need to describe what that button does. To do that, we'll come in between the here and then write a text. So let's just say the text subscribe. So you see it changes. So now you see the text appears. So this is the basic way to write a button. So you see it, it has some kind of interactivity. Whenever you hover over it, you see the shade turns like little dim gray or that. So just the browser doing it to show you that this is an actual button, and also when you click on it, you see it flickers. So this is how we write button in HTML. Now another thing I need to tell you is that during the execution of an HTML file, it executes from top to bottom. From top to bottom. It does not execute like maybe starts from the middle here or starts from here or from bottom to top. No, the execution, like other programming language, executes from top to bottom. So whenever you feed browser this, it starts with the HTML, it passes it, picks up the HTML, picks up the document, sets it, pick up the head, pick up the title, then comes and pick up the body, pick up the document, renders it, pick up the subscribe text, then pick up the break element, breaks the line, pick up the input, displays it, then closes off the body and closes off the HTML. So that's the execution of HTML. It executes from top to bottom. It does not execute maybe from here first, then followed by the input, then after this whole body. No, it starts from this very top, then executes to the very last element and then closes off, just like we have in other programming language. If you are familiar with programming languages, they execute from top to bottom. So that's how the execution of HTML executes.